Hey guys, I put a little bit of thought into this question, but not much because it didn't take very long to realize that there isn't really a place I would like to live the most. I like the prospect of not living here and living somewhere else at some point, but that's more appealing to me than living in one specific place at some point. I think that in a way is really what it's like for a lot of people. It's just that they connect their ideal place where they want to live and do these kinds of things to an actual place, and that's where it's set on. I'm not sure if any of this makes sense. It's kind of all just spewing out of my brain, and this video might be really scattered because I'm hoping to do this in one take. Anyway, Becca, I really liked your idea with the fantasy world, and honestly that got me thinking a lot more. And the first one that came to mind was Krynn. If you don't know what that is, it's the world of the Dragonlance books, which are these. And they all kind of look like this, the adult, not young adult ones. And, well, anyway, they usually have a map in them, so let's see if this one does. Aha! And this is really my favorite series just because it's the first fantasy series that I really got into. And see, they always plot out like the characters' routes on the maps, so all the maps are different. Anyway, it's the first series I ever really got into, and it's kind of what drew me into fantasy, and it's just such a huge world. You see all the different aspects of it, and it's corrupt, but there are good things about it, and some places are really tight and connected, and others are really separated, and there are bad guys, and there are good guys, and there's just normal people, and it's so medieval and simple, and I just really love the idea of it. And honestly, since I was, 9 or 10 when I started reading those books, that's where I have, like, if I could go anywhere, it would be there. Most people are like, Middle-earth, I want to meet the hobbits, which, yes, I do realize Becca said that too, but although that would be cool, I really do enjoy the prospect of going to the world that means the most to me, not because of the races in it, but because of how I felt connected to that world when I was a kid. My other problem with this, not so much of a problem actually, but what I was thinking about before I thought about the fantasy thing is the glorification of these places. Like, we put them on sort of a pedestal when we don't live there, and although you can be proud of where you live, and you want to go places you don't live, I don't feel like people really think about the entire picture the entire picture at all when they decide they want to go somewhere. Like, you could say, I want to live in England, I want to live in Japan, I want to live in... No, these are bad examples. I want to live in France, actually, is a really good one. If you say you want to live in France, you're usually thinking tourism, like tourist France, which... It really bugs me when people do that, because France isn't always necessarily like that. I have several friends from there who have told me stories about like not wanting to walk home at night, especially when carrying things like an electric guitar on the back. Because I have a friend who someone has tried to mug him at least 3 times while walking home with his electric guitar. And yeah, it kind of got me thinking about, in general, how people decide where they want to live. And if I ever end up living somewhere else, the way I'm going to decide is probably going to be, what do I want to do in school? What's the best school to do that? What's the best school to do that I can get into and afford? And can I get there? And yeah, that'll probably be how it works out, but I guess I'll watch this video when something does happen and see if it did work out that way. I still stand by my decision, though, to visit Krynn if I ever get the chance, or live there, because it's really cool. I just have to get used to the whole, not having electronics around me all the time, and not being able to do this. Anyway, see you guys later. Well, you'll see me. I won't see you anyway. Bye.